You're listening to Parasearch Radio, news, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio. Parasearch Radio, broadcasting to the UK and beyond.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the Supernaturelle show with myself, Jo, and I've got my gorgeous co-host, Gemma, this evening.
Hi, guys.
For all of you who don't know, it's actually Gemma's birthday today, and I've arranged for an amazing surprise. So take it away.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gemma. Happy birthday to you. Come on, let's go now.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hello, it's a pleasure. It's great to be here on Gemma's birthday.
Yay!
My birthday.
How old are you?
Gemma?
Thank you so much, Nick. Oh, bless him.
It's a pleasure.
I know.
Listen, I've got to stick around because you've got someone very, very special on your show tonight. I don't want to take up the airwaves with it. Crack on with your show.
He's such a nutcase, isn't he?
Oh, he really is.
Oh, bless. But yeah, we have a great guest tonight, guys. We've got Vicky Grant from Dead Centrauix, and she's quite well known within the blogging field. So it's lovely to have you with us, Vicky.
Yeah, nice to see you both.
Hi, Vic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, good. Good weekend, chick. Yeah, not too bad. Out and about as usual, investigating. So yeah, really good weekend. You guys? Jo?
What did I do? I actually met my partner's son, and the kids all met together. So my weekend was quite boring. So yeah. I think we've got the sound, the kids in the background, haven't we?
Could you hear that? Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
you probably knocking on the wall like, shut up.
So it's been great this weekend. I've been on a little train in the Kirklees Light Railway. So if anybody happens to venture over to Clayton West at any time, it's fab for the kids. So it's brilliant. We've had a great weekend, and it was Joshua's birthday on Saturday.
Bless his little heart. He's
know,
getting a big boy now.
Oh my God, he's so tall. He's like 15, and I don't know where the time's gone, but
15.
Yeah.
It goes too quick.
Enough to have a 15-year-old.
Oh my goodness, I wish I weren't old enough to have a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well, actually. That's wishful thinking.
But yeah, it's been a great weekend.
Nick, how was your weekend?
Mine was wonderful, thank you. Yeah, with my daughter.
Aww.
It's always good when you're a single dad, and I don't wake up with my daughter every day. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, you see, I miss the weekends because I don't have my kids on the weekends because they go to their dads. So on a weekend, I'm a bit like, I'm a bit lost.
Yeah.
What to do?
You should go out hunting.
Well, you see, yes, this is it.
we do try and get out as much as we can, but sometimes it's a bit difficult. Like this weekend, I had no chance in going out ghost hunting just because.
Yeah, you did something amazing this weekend.
I did indeed. So this weekend, I was in a burlesque chair dance competition.
Ooh.
Yes, I think we saw the saucy pics.
The saucy pics. I know. Do you know what? Right, I was so nervous about posting them because you never know what reactions you're going to get. And especially with I never know what Joe's going to come out with, to be fair. So I have to be really careful with that.
I love it how you're blaming me for this one. I was going to sit there and I was going to write, oh, look at that peachy. And then I just sat there and thought, we always call each other the wifey, and we do share a bed quite regularly, don't we? So if I sit
Sounds
there now,
so wrong.
This is what I mean. It's so if I sit there and saying she's got a peachy backside, then people are going to start getting the wrong impression, aren't they?
It's all right, Joe. You can tell people you spoon me. I don't think anybody will mind.
Oh well.
So that's what I was doing this weekend. So Saturday daytime was in the club practicing. And then Saturday night was show night. And I didn't get home till about 2 a.m. So that was a very, very long day. And I got kicked out in the finals. Boo! In the semis.
Boo.
I was robbed, guys. I was robbed. I was trying to bring one home for the Parasearch radio team, but didn't happen. Maybe next year.
You should do another one before then.
There's another show in July, so I'm thinking I'm going for Miss Choreography.
Ooh.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah. So the legs will be out again.
We'll all see the pictures on Facebook.
Oh, I'm sure you will, Vicky. I'm sure you will.
Just wait till the Christmas night out ones in a couple of weeks. Mine will probably be on there and all.
Hey, I'll be keeping a very firm eye out for that, Vicky, I'll tell you. Where is she? Get those legs out.
Yeah, very, very drunk photos on the floor or something. It's fine.
I don't think you can beat a drunk photo. I think everybody has to have a drunk pic somewhere. Joe just plastered mine all over Facebook today.
Yeah, that's
be rude not to.
Yeah.
If I have to wake up and endure that, then so does everybody else.
Endure that. That being me.
You have seen me in some states, though. That's the thing. So it doesn't matter, does it? I think.
No, and let's not forget your birthday's coming round very quickly now, and I've got some wonderful photos of you.
Oh God, yeah! It's only 4 weeks away, isn't it? It's like yay! And do you know what I'll do? I'll just be sat there on a Saturday morning going, "It's okay," because I was drunk, so that's not too bad. But yeah, no, happy birthday, Gem.
Thank you so much.
I hope you've had a fantastic day, and we'll celebrate this weekend.
Definitely.
So I can't wait for that. So no kids this weekend. Out with the wifey.
Oh dear.
That's going to be scandalous.
Is this the actual public announcement that's going out now? Be warned. Warning.
Yeah, it is warning. It's like, do you know what? I'd be careful. Gem and Joe's about, so
it's always a dangerous game. So, Vicky.
Yes.
Your first time ever on the radio.
I know, I'm a radio virgin.
How is this even possible?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know why anyone would want to talk to me.
Oh, bless you. Woman, give over. Vicky, you're just I don't know how to explain it. Maybe that's the gin that I've already drank and it's affecting my common sense already. Yeah. But you're quite well known in the paranormal field, really, Vicky.
I would say the blog's taken off better than what I thought it would, to be honest, because with it being a blog, you kind of think, because it's reading, obviously a lot of people like to watch things, so obviously writing about something, I didn't actually think that many people would be interested in it, because either way I was going to do it anyway because I enjoy doing it. So
exactly. And if nothing else, just writing about it, it's like a recap of the night.
Yeah. So it's kind of like keeping your research on tab as well as you go along. So,
Yeah, keeping your research, keeping your memories, because it's not like you literally just blog about the ghost hunting either. You know, you blog about everything. So
pretty much,
what the staff were like, what the location was like.
Yeah.
I think that's beneficial though for anybody who wants to go ghost, like go to a ghost hunt or go paranormal investigating. If people know what things are like, then it's always great, isn't it? So
that's it. Yeah. I mean, you can't like always expect to even get activity when you go to a location. So it's just nice to even write about when you don't get activity. So you can just say different things about the place and the area and things like that.
Yeah. Have you written for Haunted magazine?
Yeah, I write for them now on a regular basis. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
Speaking of Haunted magazine, for anybody that is listening that isn't aware, we are actually running a competition at the minute in conjunction with Haunted magazine. So head over to Parasearch Radio, have a look at the page. All the details are on there, but I will share it on my own personal Facebook as well after the show.
Oh, we've just got a love heart. So that's nice, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I see
the big boss lady just gave us a love heart. So that's Kerry in the studio, by the way. So
Kerry, you may as well just join us, babe. We'll have a party.
Yeah, I've got the gin. We'll just talk about anything. It's fine.
I've got whiskey, so it's all good.
It's turning into a family reunion, look. So tell us a little bit more about your blogging then, Vicky, and how you ended up starting it.
So I've been investigating the paranormal for the last 6 years. And then I just decided I wanted to get into it because I've always been into writing. Like when I was back at school, I've always enjoyed doing that kind of thing. And I've always thought about running a paranormal blog. And then just in the last year, I mean, it's literally only been going for a year. So I think it's on the 28th of November this year. It's going to be a year that I've been doing it. Mm-hmm. So, but like you said, I just like to keep an account of everything and where I go and things like that. So it's just interesting for me to write everything down.
Now, you see, you've never been on one of our events,
I know,
have you, Vicky?
Yeah, I literally did say that to Jen the other day about going on an event with you guys because it'd be interesting to blog about that as well.
Yeah. And blog about a night with us crazy birds.
Yeah.
But although you've never been to one of our events, I have actually been on investigations with you.
Did you just say? What did you just say then? Investigation. What?
No.
Is that the gin?
No, it was actually my microphone. I've just pulled the wire out slightly, but yeah, we'll blame the gin.
I think we need to. It's your birthday anyway, isn't it? So.
When was it then when you went on an investigation with me?
I believe it was UK Haunted Falstaff.
Oh, at the Falstaff. Yeah, that was a brilliant night, that was. I loved it. I actually did a blog about that one as well.
I know, I read it.
Yeah, love it. That's what's good though about doing a blog, because obviously I'm not committed to a team, so it's nice that I can go out and interact with other paranormal people as well. And then obviously learning different methods with different people, because I'm really open-minded about things like that. So everywhere you go, everyone investigates different there. So it's nice to pick up new things.
This is it. Everybody does it. Although we all do exactly the same thing.
That's it, yeah.
We all do it slightly differently.
That's it. That's why it's nice to go out and meet new people and interact with new teams and see how they do things. Because you never know what you're going to pick up along the way. I mean, something might work somewhere else. And then you can go and try a different method somewhere, and then you can end up getting great results. So it's nice to just interact with people and learn new things.
Exactly. And you learn new techniques as well. Mm-hmm. I think working with other people, you learn new techniques all the time. And you also gain that little bit of extra knowledge that you wouldn't have had before.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
I was just reading some of your stuff, Vicky, that you've done, and you're quite informative, aren't you? So for anybody out there who hasn't actually read a blog before, it is very, very informative.
Yeah, I pretty much like to get into the history side of it as well. So I'll always research a lot of the history. I look on old newspaper archives as well, see if I can find any information, which is quite good. Because I actually uncovered quite a few things when I was looking into Gresley Hall. A lot of people didn't know that it was actually before it was Gresley Hall, there were skeletons actually buried in the walls. So
Right.
I actually found that out through looking through newspaper archives. So yeah, I like to get really into the history and put everything about that on there as well.
The history of Gresley Hall is quite difficult to pinpoint precise dates.
It. Yeah, because obviously it used to be a priory, and then it got knocked down, and they rebuilt it into obviously what Gresley Hall is. But in the priory before that, they actually had skeletons that were behind the wall. So they do say that that's why obviously it's haunted.
And plus the fire, because there was a fire there as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, in one of the rooms upstairs.
I found that when I was doing the history search for that location, I found that one quite a tricky one, just pinpointing dates. It was like,
that's it. Yeah, it is really tricky.
I've had the same problem as well with 30 East Drive, because
you know what, I've not even looked into that.
Have you not?
No,
well,
not
honestly,
yet.
I've spoken to loads of people, because I can find lots of history about when the Pritchards were there, but what about before that?
Well, that's it, because you don't actually know what was going on in the house before then, do you?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm on the hunt for that at the minute. I've emailed a few people, and I've spoken to quite a few people that have done quite in-depth research for that location, just to see if we can find out a bit more, really, because I'm really, really intrigued as to whether or not there was any activity prior to the Pritchards.
Yeah, well, you'll have to let us know, because we're on about going there next year sometime. I know it's fully booked like every Friday and Saturday, I think, next year, but obviously midweek, because I've never been, and I've always really wanted to go there, because obviously it's one of the hot spots in the UK. So,
well, I only live 10 minutes away from there, so that's not too bad. So it's a great. I think it depends on what sort of a night you get it on, and obviously,
that's it. Yeah,
it's, when it's been investigated to death, it just gets a bit boring.
Yeah. Some people can say it's been really, really quiet, and then others have got loads of activity. But that's the paranormal. You can never actually say if you're going to get anything, can you? So,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, my crystal ball's always out of power when it comes to investigating. You know, if people say to me, "Are we going to get anything?" I'm like, pass.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is a hit and a miss, isn't it? Really, when you think about it.
So you've investigated. I've just been, obviously I've looked at the blog earlier on today. So you've investigated quite a few places now. There's one that does actually interest me, and that is the Skegness Hell House, because I've never actually been there, and it would, obviously I do really want to go and investigate there. But what were the most things that stood out for you?
I've not actually been to the Skegness. I think you're looking at the Paranormal Lockdown UK blog. Yeah, I've not actually done that. I've not done the Skegness Hell House, but I did do a blog on Paranormal Lockdown UK, and I basically covered all of the locations that they did in the UK.
Right, okay.
And did like a write-up of all the activity which they got, and also all of the history that I could find as much as I could on the internet. Basically just for anyone in the UK that was wondering about the locations, because it's quite a big thing, obviously, for them to come over and investigate these places. So I thought it would be just really interesting for them to go on and have a look where they've been.
Oh, so right, okay, now I get it, because there's a couple of blogs, isn't there, with your name attached to it? Yeah. So, I've been reading up on Paranormal Lockdown.
You have.
Well, at least I can go to deadcentral.blog now, and I can read up on that as well.
You can, yeah. It also tells you all the activity that they got as well. So,
that's good.
Quite interesting.
But yeah, out of the locations that you've been to, Vicky, which one stands out for you?
It's actually one that probably you don't book, and you just turn up. It's called the Hermit Cave, and it's in Dale Abbey in Derbyshire. And that is a really, really interesting place. I've been there a few times. It's yonks old, like literally. A hermit used to live in there, and he lived in there for about 80 years. Apparently, he literally just lived in a cave, as the story goes. But since then, obviously, people have been visiting this location, and it's been known for like satanic rituals and things like that. I mean, when we've turned up there before, there's been like chicken feathers all over the floor, ritualistic signs in this cave. So obviously, people have been doing some really freaky things in there. But it's either a really, really active place, and you kind of get like a cross between the feeling of good and the feeling of bad. So it just feels like a kind of battle's going on between good and evil there. So that is a really good location to go to.
See, I don't think I've ever been there, if I'm honest. I think that's a new one to me.
That's it. Yeah, they don't, obviously, because it's just a cave. They don't do events or anything like that. You literally just have to walk through the woods, and then when you get there, it's just the most tiniest cave ever. But the woods are supposed to be haunted as well.
Did you do the woods as well while you was there?
Yeah. We saw quite a lot of shadow figures and things when we were there, which is really freaky. Even one which looked like it had kind of a hood as well, which is the story, because there's supposed to be a monk that goes around in the woods.
That's interesting, though, isn't it? Do you think?
Sorry, you're breaking up on me.
Hello. So, when you've investigated woods and things like that, do you? I mean, like we've investigated Wombwell Woods. Do you think that woods and things like that are good investigation places to go to?
I do, depending on what techniques you use. I think a lot of the time, probably not good for like EVP and things like that, because you're always going to pick up on different kind of noises in the woods and things like that.
Yeah, so cross-contamination, you can't help out in the wild, can you?
Yeah, so I think it depends on what kind of investigation you do. But yeah, a lot of woods and things are supposed to be really, really haunted. It depends where you go. So I always think they're worth checking out, just to go and have a look and see how it is down there.
And she pops up every now and again.
There's always one as in a person, Vicky, or always one as in a wood.
That makes me sound quite pervy, doesn't it?
Did a bit actually, Kerry, I'm not going to lie.
No more gin for you.
No, I love them. I think
Kerry's
it's
not
great.
on the gin.
No, I'm on whiskey. No, I do. I love investigating woods. I think they're awesome. Or outside locations, actually.
I think with a wood, I think you've already got the anticipation there. That's already building. Your heart rate's already rocketing, because there could be anybody around any tree.
That's actually more scary than the ghost when you think about it, because you never know who's going to be around just there.
Totally agree. I can handle ghosts by all means, but people...
Yeah, I'm exactly the same anytime, because we're quite like fond of going to abandoned places where literally we don't break in. It's fine. Literally.
So we're not going to see you in the paper for breaking and entering.
For breaking and entering, but if the door's open and you can go in, it's fine.
Well, if the door's open, isn't that a welcome mat? Isn't that just saying, come in?
Come in, check us out. So, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I do love the abandoned places, but like you say, you're always going to be on edge, because just in case, it's not the ghosts, it's the people, just in case there is anyone in there.
Yeah, so. It just already heightens your awareness.
That's it, yeah.
So
definitely.
when you're going in that state, any paranormal activity that you get on top of that really adds to it.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Sorry, I was just reading there. Carl Hutchinson is in the chat room, and he said he's 10 minutes away from the Scream Woods in Prickley.
Yeah, I actually looked those up.
Pluckley, sorry.
In Pluckley.
Carl, honestly, shocking.
I actually, because I said to James, who runs the blog with me, I actually said, you know what, we should go camping in those woods. And then we ended up like checking it out more on the internet, and apparently they get that many like paranormal investigators that go down there trying to investigate the place. They literally come down and throw you out in the middle of the night, and they currently have a security guard as well now that walks around, so you're like, yeah, we'll give that one a miss.
Yeah, they do that though, because I remember they were saying that they're so overrun with paranormal investigators in that little town that they get in the village, that they get so bogged down with it. They just they don't want it. They don't want it anymore. Yeah.
Well, you can imagine it's only a little place, so they've got loads of people turning up all the time trying to get in.
I don't want to sound so disrespectful to the village, because I get where they must be coming from, but with somewhere with as much history and as much noted activity as there is in, well, I'm going to call it Prickley now, then people are going to want to visit.
Yeah.
Well, I've done Pluckley.
And what did you think, Kerry?
Well, to be fair, we didn't have the security issue or other paranormal teams, but we did have a huge amount of problem with local youths. When we was in the village itself, there was a huge gang, is the only expression that were following us around, and it was really weird. It's like, where have all these kids come from in this really tiny village? And then when we was in the woods, the gang was in the village, but when we was actually in the woods, we kept coming across teenagers in the woods too, and that was the problem we had. So I wouldn't say it was the paranormal investigators. I would say it's probably more like the kids that they have more of an issue with, because that was the main problem we had when we did Pluckley. So we didn't really get to do it properly because of that. You know what I mean? But I think what I like about woods is you never know what you're going to come across. I mean, in Pluckley we came across a swing from a tree, and that was fascinating because we did sort of like how would you put it, a human pendulum on a swing kind of scenario. We did like a little experiment with that. That was really interesting. And I've never seen a tree swing act in the way that it was acting, considering she was going
somebody
back.
sat on the swing?
Somebody sat on the swing. We surrounded her in a circle, and she started swinging, as you do on a swing. And then it twisted. It started twisting, but it twisted. She wasn't doing it. She wasn't twisting, as it were. You could see from her body she was just sort of sitting there, and it was twisting. And it twisted so hard, so twisty, as it were.
Doing it on a swing takes the human
element out of it, doesn't it? Because,
massively.
You can't fake anything like that, can you? I mean, you can.
I'm sat here now, right? And honestly, if everybody could see me at home now, you would be howling. But I am literally sat here, like, trying to swing myself, and it's impossible. you need a bit of leeway. You need something to push off from if you want to spin.
You know what? We ought to start a business, paranormal swings.
I bet you anybody that's listening now, though, has actually just sat there and, like, tried to swing.
Yeah, like how your body moves when you have, like, a swing. And so going backwards and forwards was fine, but to twist, you could see her, you know, because we obviously tried to debunk and obviously all of that sort of thing. And it was literally how much this twisted was crazy. You would have seen it if it had been her doing it. And it was unusual. It was very, very unusual. And then we all had to go, obviously, because you have to. And it
naturally.
It's the sort of thing you do in the woods in the middle of the night. And, we're going to go playing on a swing in the middle of the night. And it happened with nobody else. So it's not like it was the way the branch was that offloaded it to make it twist. I don't know. It was just while we were doing the circle thing. And then, of course, like you say, we tried to debunk it. And it only happened while we were doing the actual experiment itself. It was very strange. It was strange. But we did have massive issues with gangs of teenagers on that particular evening. And then afterwards, obviously, they said they had a huge problem with investigators. And I don't think it's the investigator side of thing. I think it's more that they've got a problem with teenagers.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, Cal's still in the chat room, bless him, and he's just said that everybody goes to the Deering Woods, not the Screaming Woods. And this is in Prickley, because I have renamed it now.
Excellent.
So it's now known as Prickley, not Pluckley. Apparently people are going to the wrong woods. So maybe the Screaming Woods will be youth free.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we did look into that.
Well for me,
we did actually look into that because the Deering Woods it's huge. I don't think people think the scale of this is not just like a little woods. It's actually huge, Deering Woods. So you do have to be careful where you go. But we had looked into that before we went, and we were definitely in the Screaming Woods.
Now, you see, I probably would go to the wrong woods, if I'm honest. My sense of direction isn't great.
I know, that's it. If you ever want to go to, like, literally the Hermit's Cave, it took me about 4 hours to find that place. Because I looked online and there was, like, a walk where they say, oh, yeah, have a country walk. And we literally followed that for, like, 4 hours. And in a quarry, and we're just literally just stood in the quarry, like, where is the cave? And then it's, like, it's literally so easy to find once you find it. But 4 hours we spent looking for that place. It was just
Oh,
awful.
Vicky, bless you. So what you're
dreadful.
saying is, if I ever want to go,
Yeah,
that you're coming with me.
That's it. Ask me, I'll give you directions.
Yeah.
Just a 4-hour walk.
So did you walk
Awful.
round and round in circles then? And you just, like, when you went
You know
back to the
what?
main places, found it?
We literally went through farmers' fields and everything, just following
God.
this pathway. And in the end, we just gave up. We ended up going back to the pub because there's a little pub, and it's literally 5 minutes away from the pub.
Oh,
So
no.
we should have just gone to the pub in the first place.
Just pop off to the pub.
That's it, yeah. Everywhere you go, there's a pub.
So that's your favourite location?
Yeah, definitely Hermit's Cave.
Have you come across one that you would not go back to?
Actually, that's a really difficult question. Probably not, to be honest. I think everywhere I've been, I've really enjoyed investigating. I can't really think of one off the top of my head that I've not liked.
Is it the investigation part that you've enjoyed, though, or the people that you've been with? Because that can have a massive impact.
Yeah, I think I've enjoyed both, to be honest. I've going around with different teams, like touch wood, up to now, I've not come across anyone that I've not particularly gotten along with. So
you are quite easy to get along with, though, Vicky. You are a really nice lady. Do you know what I mean? You're so easy to talk to.
Yeah, I literally would talk to anyone. So that's
exactly
just the way I am. So
well, I think that's the way that you need to be. In all fairness,
yeah.
I'm the same. I'll speak to anybody.
I think you've got to speak to people, though, haven't you? Because otherwise you don't get the people's takes on how the investigation's going and what activity they've got. And if you kind of go to an investigation and nobody's speaking, it kind of brings the atmosphere down, doesn't it? It kind of gives a little bit more of a negative vibe to it, whereas nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, like I said, I've always been quite lucky with going with other teams since I've started the blog. So particularly, I've been with Haunted Live a few times. They're really great guys. They're the ones that run Haunted Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's brilliant. I went to Bosworth Hall. I've literally just released the blog today on Bosworth Hall. And I managed to get them to do a few write-ups as well, because we're all in separate teams. So it's nice to go to them. And they've also wrote up their experiences of what they had in each team. So
that's nice. You can contrast them both.
That's it. Connects it all together and see if we've got the same evidence. So,
did you find that you had got some of the same evidence?
Yeah, we actually got the name Anne, which is reputed to be one of the spirits at Bosworth Hall, and that came through in a couple of the teams through the Alice box. So that was really interesting that it actually came through in different areas at different times.
If anybody can hear my son, I really do apologise. He's been so loud tonight.
It's fine.
So off-putting, honestly.
So have you hear my TV?
No, can't hear your TV at all.
Oh, that's good.
So what about experiments? Have you got a favourite experiment that you like?
Yeah, there's one which we tried out, quite recently, and it's actually with the spirit box. I know there's a lot of controversy with the spirit box, but I actually really enjoy using that. And to try and make it a little bit less of where you hear something and obviously you can say, oh, it's answering the question straight away and all stuff like that. I think we used the noise cancelling headphones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd actually plugged that into the spirit box and I was listening through, obviously, for the answers. And James, I can't hear a word he's saying. Obviously, I've got these noise cancelling headphones and he was asking the questions. So we did a little video on that. And some of the answers that actually I heard coming through as he was asking the questions were actually answering. But I couldn't hear a word he was saying. So it just made it a little bit more along the lines of
credible evidence.
That's it. Credible. Yeah, definitely.
You see, we had really this conversation recently. We had a lovely team on M&A Paranormal, and they use the Echovox. Now, I'm not a big fan of Echovox at all because it just pulls words out of thin air. Whereas the spirit box, like say Drake Low tunnels, for instance, or Hellfire Caves, you are underground. You have no phone signal.
It's not going to pick up.
exactly, you're still getting words through on a spirit box. How can that not
That's
be
it.
credible evidence?
I know, yeah, because there's no way it's going to pick up on a radio down there. You can't get a phone signal.
Exactly.
You can barely even get anything down there, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that with a spirit box, it does scan radio frequencies. That's what it was designed for. But then let's not forget that it's scanning that quickly that you're getting. You're getting like a few seconds.
Yeah.
Not even that. It's like half a second, isn't it? You're not getting long enough to form an actual word.
That's it. I mean, we normally set ours on about 150, and it's usually on reverse as well, because I think that makes it more difficult, because then you're not going to get a full sentence or even a proper word.
Do you have yours on AM or FM?
FM.
Yeah, mine's FM, and I have it on 150 as well.
Yeah. It is quite fast then, because if it does pick up the radio, and you can usually tell when it does, it's like and then it will pick up like a little bit of music or something. You can normally discount it, so especially if it's on reverse as well.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah, we have.
So I'm with you, Vicky. I do think that the spirit box is a credible form of evidence.
To be honest, it is one of my favourite pieces, the spirit box. I really do enjoy using that.
We use that quite often, don't we, Jo?
We do, yeah, and it's like anything as well, because we've got an old retro style radio, haven't we, that we use sometimes as well, and we actually have to manually move the dials on that, which most people will sit there and go, I couldn't be bothered to do that, but it's just another way of creating that white noise, isn't it, just to get those voices that come through. And as much as I say it all the time, I mean, we had some credible evidence on an actually not on an investigation, it was in broad daylight at my friend's house using the same radio, and it was just unbelievable, some of the stuff that we heard, and it was intelligent as well. It wasn't just
that's it. It's amazing though when you get a full sentence through and you just can't explain it. It just makes it all worthwhile as well.
It's when they're telling you your name, and they're telling you how many people are in the room, what you've got in your hands, and it's just stuff like that is just unbelievable. And it's mad, really. I do like the spirit box, because obviously I do hear things, but when somebody else can hear it in plain daylight, and like I say plain daylight, normal, in real time, should I say, it's when people kind of believe a little bit more, don't they? They tend to say, I didn't realise that.
Mickey York from UK Haunted. Hi, Mickey. He's in the chat room. He's just said, hey girls, FM speed set at 100 is 1/4 of a second that you're actually on the radio frequency for. So it's scanning that quick that
so 0.25
it really is impossible.
So it's 0.15 of a second, isn't it?
Nathan Clark from the Paranormal Detectives is in the chat room, and he's also he's saying, let's get Gemma Echo Vox for a birthday.
You know what, I've never used that either, Echo Vox, I don't think.
I'm not. Who am I to say that it is? It's not the best, I am just a paranormal investigator. I
suppose it's like the Obulus though as well. Not a lot of people like the Obulus.
Well, you see, I did a lot of research into Echo Vox, because for me, how can a phone app be credible? So I did a lot of research into Echo Vox to find out exactly what it is, how it works, and gather up the knowledge myself, because as a paranormal investigator, how can I go out and somebody say to me, let's use this Echo Vox, and then how could I give them the knowledge if I don't know myself?
I see what you mean.
So I had to do the research, and it's just not for me. I'm not saying that nobody should ever use it, it's everybody's choice. As we said earlier, everybody does paranormal investigation differently.
What do you think to the Alice box then?
I actually quite like the Alice box. I mean, I've not got it myself, but I've been where teams have used it, and it has come out with some things that are credible to the locations. So, yeah, I do like it. I do think it's quite good, but I'm quite fond of the Obulus as well, though. I mean, I recently had some really good evidence with the Obulus, and that was at the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley.
Which Obulus did you use?
It's the Obulus, the second, I think. The second version of it.
Right, okay, because we've got an Obulus 5, and we tend to use that on our investigations, and that actually brings up the log and all of the words and things like that kind of, you can have a look at, go back
Yeah,
through
I think
everything.
this one's quite an oldish one. You can go back and look at the words, but you literally have to flick through the screen to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mickey York's in the chat room and he's saying that he used an Alice box for a couple of years. Mickey, is there a reason why you stopped using it? And Carl, bless his little heart, I don't know why you guys just don't come on and we'll have a group chat. Carl is saying to use a detuned spirit box because it cuts out the radio waves.
yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah.
You can actually get it done as well, where they can actually do it to your original spirit box.
You can do it yourself as well. You can do it at home.
Oh my lord, I can't do that.
Well, no, I did it with mine.
God, I'd be there for about a year.
Mine died a terrible death. My mother put it in the washing machine. But I did do it at home, and it was really easy to do. So you can do it, but if you're not 100% on doing it, then don't bother.
No, I definitely wouldn't. Like, I'm not technical in that kind of thing at all. And I think I'd be there for about a year just trying to figure out how to open it.
like, where's the screws?
I know.
So Carl's very sceptical about the Alice box as well. And Mickey, I do apologise if I put you in a sticky situation there, because Mickey's reply is, I can't really say in public.
Oh,
okay.
My bad.
Okay then.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
So what do we make of Dybbuk boxes then?
Of the what?
I'm just gonna a Dybbuk box. Have you ever heard of one of those?
Oh, I thought, yeah. Is that where it's sealed with wax and it's supposed to have a demon inside it? Yeah.
I've seen an awful lot of these Dybbuk boxes apparently, and paranormal teams out there saying that they're going to, open the box live on air and this, that, and the other, and it's like, oh my goodness, cringe word.
And then they don't.
Yeah.
You see, now I would love to have one, to see it for myself, to work with it, to examine it.
I'd really want to open it. I think that I'd just do it. That's
I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like Pandora's box. What's going to happen if you
That's
open
it?
Yeah, because you're never going to know unless you open it. So you might as well just give it a go.
It's going back to the old, there's a red button, you've been told you're not allowed to push it. I would push it. But at least I'm honest enough to say that, I would do that.
Yeah, same. I've got that same kind of theory as well.
And
so if somebody's
Dybbuk box, because I would want to open it, I would want to do stuff with it, and it's the same with the haunted dolls. As I said to Mickey when Mickey was on, because he's got his collection of haunted dolls. I personally would want to take them home, and I'm very inquisitive like that. But then I think that makes for a good paranormal investigator. I think you have to be inquisitive.
That's it. Yeah, well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If someone's claiming, obviously, something's haunted, as an investigator, you're going to go and want to check it out and investigate it. So that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, do you not think, though, with these, I mean, I know I'm going back to this Dybbuk box, but when people are flaunting it online and saying, oh, yeah, let's open it, we need so many thousand viewers, whatever it is, and we'll open it, and it's like, why? You're not going to do that. You'll just carry on and carry on.
But you don't need 1,000 viewers just to open up a box. I would do that, just me, myself, and I.
Yeah, I would as well, but some people aren't like that, are they, Jem? We know that all too well.
Carl's with us, by the way, guys.
Carl, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Carl.
Hello.
So why we've got Carl live on the air as well, Vicky, I do apologise because I'm infringing on your interview.
Bring everyone in.
But, bring everyone in, why not? But massive congratulations, Carl, because Carl is joining the Parasearch team.
He is.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've me and Sam's done a lot of work, but we needed a regular platform that works, so we're over the moon to be part of the umbrella that is Parasearch Radio. And at the end of the day, I'm on most shows anyway, now and again. So.
Well, yeah, this is true.
It is good though. It's really great to obviously have you join in this chat as well. So, what do you make of the Dybbuk boxes then?
Oh, the Dybbuk box is a situation which you've got to be. There's too many aspects to it. There's too many. It crosses too many boundaries.
Yeah.
In my eyes, you've got the religious side of it, because obviously being Jewish way of doing it, and basically the divot box is something to do with you're withholding something behind something, i.e. the little box, and you seal it, whatever. The one you're talking about being on Zach's divot box, that's a completely different story. And to be truthfully honest, I've spoken to a few people about that witnessed it and was there at the time, and I think they were right not to open it.
Right,
really?
okay.
Yeah. Wasn't that one supposed to be like the original divot box as well?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
got?
This is the one that's got history behind it, which has got history behind it, where there's been reported deaths associated with it. The original owner, before Zach took on board it, he actually hid it for so many years. He literally took it out to the woods, buried it before Zach got hold of it. And it's that I don't know much about, i.e. whether I want to tempt fate at opening it, but the history behind the genre of divot box, that's just basically just down to religious faith behind it. But that particular one that everybody talks about being on Zach, and whether they should have opened it, they should not have opened it, well, I'm not too sure about that, because I think that's a whole different genre of things that is not worth breaking into, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What's your favourite piece of equipment then, Carl?
This isn't about me. This is about Vicky.
Well, you've just joined us, so we thought I'll ask you the question.
I must admit, over the years, over the time I've been investigating and everything like that, my research and everything.
We've got another secret guest. We've got Mickey York in the house.
Oh my goodness!
Hello.
We are gate crashing Vicky's interview.
It's like the whole team meeting.
It's just turning into a paranormal party. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No.
How is everyone?
Good, thanks, you.
Good, thanks, Mickey. Are you?
Yeah, all good.
So, divot boxes, Mickey, what's your opinion?
Don't really know much about them, apart from they make good fake YouTube videos and live stream. But,
You can always count on Mickey to be honest, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know too much, to be fair. I just know about haunted dolls. I haven't really gone into the divot side yet. So.
Well, that sounds to me.
Sorry,
I
just lost it for a minute.
That sounds to me like you're going to try and have a look into them, though, Mickey. If you're saying not yet,
You never know.
I think you'll be going down divorce if you carry on, Mickey. It's bad enough that you keep sneaking dolls into the house.
I know. Good job she
That
don't
sounds
listen,
so
innit?
wrong.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Mickey.
Kerry.
Sorry. It's that kind of night.
I think it is. I think it. Yeah, we're sorry, everybody listening. You know, it is.
Gemma's birthday, so we're having a
it's my
party.
birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, darling. So yeah, we're all sat having a drink, aren't we? Have you still got your gin there, Vicky?
Yeah, still got the gin.
Carl, what's your tipple tonight?
My tipple every night is, well, not every night, because that's but no, I'm a bourbon, so I just do bourbon.
Mickey, have you got your coffee?
Of course. I'm a good boy.
Like the rest of us are naughty.
What's Vicky's view on the divot box?
Yeah, I was just saying, I think, I don't know whether I believe in it or not, but I would have opened it because I'm just that kind of curious person with a divot box. I mean, like you say, I think you've got to be curious to be a paranormal investigator, and if you say you're going to open it, you've got to open it. So
Yeah.
I think I'd just gone down the route of opening it and then just see what happens.
So for the consequences.
That's it. Yeah.
We're obviously talking about
if there was any consequences, yeah, basically.
the Zach box, basically.
Yeah, the
I'm not
Zach
talking
box.
about every given box. Yeah.
Although we could turn that into like an experiment, though, Cal. We could get as many boxes as we could and open them.
I don't know that many people that have divot boxes, and
I'm sure you'll find some on eBay.
I was just going to say, we'll have a look on eBay. I'm sure there'll be thousands.
I'm sure there's thousands, and I'm sure there's been on daytime TV and everything like that.
Yeah.
But proper divot boxes, I don't know that many people.
I
Nick,
thought there
are
was
you
only
still
a
with
set
us?
amount. Anyway, I thought the real like divot box there was only like 2 or 3.
But
Yeah.
you see, this is it though. The real ones, there was only limited, very, very limited numbers. But it's the same with the haunted doll situation, isn't it? You know, how many people have a doll that's from the 18th century and then say it's haunted?
True.
Well, Mickey's got about 15 of the things.
11.
Oh, 11, sorry.
Nick, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
So what's your opinion, Nick?
Quiet.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
I've been listening, been intrigued
What about the divot boxes?
about everything, and then I had to go to the toilet and.
So what Nick means is he missed half of it. He doesn't know what we're on about.
Listen,
It's
you're
too busy
talking about
watching I'm a Celeb.
you're talking about the divot boxes, yeah?
Yes.
What is a divot box?
A divot box is basically, it was a wine cabinet, which is said to be haunted by a dybbuk. Now, a dybbuk is a restless, usually malicious spirit. That's what they're saying that it was years and years ago. Obviously, boxes gain notoriety when they've had instances happen with them, so such as deaths that have been associated to the boxes and things like that. So that's where the notorieties come from, is other people experiencing bad luck and things like that, deaths and you know, just things like that, just in general.
Okay,
That's
so
gone straight over Nick's head.
I would say to that. No, because I went to a place and investigated it, and there was said to have elementals there, which is quite a similar. It sounds to me like a type of a similar thing, because it's very, very negative. You get the death, you get the bad luck. But as Vicky was saying, I'm going to agree with Vicky. I would open the box. A box is to be opened.
That's 3 of us.
Sake.
3 of us. 3 of us would open
We
the
need
box.
to get one and all get together. And we'll
just to open the box.
All right, who's up for opening an insurance policy on the 3 girls that are going to open it? Is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Sorry, I've got stereo going on. I've just heard Nick's voice on my TV as well.
Yeah.
Is it an
Tom
advert?
Bowler ad.
Oh, shock. Oh, good God.
I don't think you should open it. I'll just put my 10 pennyworth in there. No.
The problem you've got with it, the proper aspect of the divot box. It's been sealed by a religious ceremony to keep that bad energy from getting out. That's my only concern about it.
And then me, Vicky, and Nick come along and go, let's push that big red button and let's let it out.
Just do it.
Well, the last time someone opened a box, Pandora, remember her?
But you see, this is it though, isn't it? You know, it's going back to how do you detect whether or not it's a real one compared to a wine cabinet?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be just a wine cabinet. It can be a box that has been sealed by a Jewish religious aspect to it, basically to protect. You put personal items into it, and you basically then cleanse it, and then you seal the box. Mm-hmm. So whether you want to then understand. I think the only way you probably understand what's actually in the box is to go down the route of X-rays, check out what's actually in the box. Because at the end of the day, it could be just an empty box.
See, that would be just my luck. I would go to the effort of locating one, and it would be an empty box.
There is that.
Actually, how they sell them on eBay. There's literally just sell an empty box on eBay, and people buy them.
Oh yeah. Well, people buy dolls, so.
Yeah, true. Is that like a dig at Mickey?
Nothing to dig at Mickey. I love Mickey a bit. There are other people that possibly could have related to.
Is Mickey still with us, or is he?
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Yeah, Mickey.
Yeah.
How did you do the research into your haunted dolls then?
It's normally I get contacted by people, and they just give me a backstory. And I mean, you got to believe what you believe, really. And so that's why when I get them, I start afresh.
But Mickey, you don't actually purchase them. People actually donate them to you, don't you? You don't physically spend money on them.
No.
So there's
that's
a
good
big
then, 'cause
difference.
I suppose they've all got stories as well that go in the background.
Oh yeah,
to why
definitely.
they're haunted. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I work with them and try and see if any of that backstory is true.
And have you found any backstories that are true?
No.
Okay.
Not really, no.
You've had responses through different methods that you've done videos on, because I've seen them, where you've had responses through your various different spirit boxes that you own, where you're getting certain names and stuff that comes through relating to the certain dolls.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying they're not haunted, but the story doesn't go with what I was told. Yeah.
Right.
It sort of like creates a new one.
So what's Vicky's view on haunted dolls? Bringing it back to Vicky's show as it's Vicky's show.
I actually went to Haunted Antiques recently, and there's quite a few reputed haunted dolls in there. I don't know whether you've seen the clown specifically. That one went quite around because it moved.
Mm-hmm.
There is a voodoo doll in there as well, which apparently if you touch it, you're supposed to get really ill. So I was quite intrigued with that. But most people, when they touch it, actually get really bad feeling about it. But I actually felt different. I actually felt really happy.
I was just going to say, did you touch it, Vicky? Did you touch that voodoo doll?
Yeah, took it out the glass. Had to do it, as you do. But yeah, I do believe in haunted dolls. I do think that spirits can attach themselves to objects and things like that.
Just objects or people as well?
Yeah, I think they kind of attach themselves to people as well, to be honest. I've had things like where I feel like something's followed me home before from a location and we've had to try and get rid of it. So I definitely believe in that side of things.
I think that is a thing about all of us that investigate the paranormal, is that there are times when Mickey knows the story. I personally think I brought something back from Delabrie Abbey that sort of still floats around my own personal space that I'm in for a while. And Mickey will understand that.
Yeah, it followed me home as well.
You had how many months of bad luck?
3 months, so it was quite bad.
You nearly chop your thumb off, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
Like you do.
You've never nearly lost a limb or a thumb or anything, have you, Vicky?
Nope. No, I've just had weird things after certain locations where I've had shadows in the house after like walking in the corridors and lights turning off by themselves and things moving around the house. But no, I've never had anything really, really serious, like touch wood, thank God. But yeah, there's always that aspect of the paranormal where you have to be careful when you do investigate cases because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, massively. Each and every one of us are potentially leaving ourselves wide open.
That's it, yeah.
You know, that is something that you have to be aware of. So, Vicky, what have you got coming up? Because I know you've still got a busy week ahead of you.
Yeah, I've got an investigation this Saturday at Hatton Court, the former Hatton Court Hotel. So that's a new one for me. I've never been there before. That's going to be the last blog post of this year. And the week after that, I'm going over to Fort Horsted. I know you've been there, Carl.
That's my baby.
Yeah, I've been there once before and it was really, really good. But I just remember the cave spiders because there was literally thousands of them everywhere.
Yeah, but Vicky, the thing
And it was
with
horrible.
the thing with the cave spiders, as people go round, people say don't shine a torch out because they're attracted to light.
Yeah,
What's the first thing everybody does? They
shine a torch. Yeah,
And then
100%.
sometimes they freak out.
I think
See,
it's 'cause you
I've
wanna know
been
where
once.
they are, though.
I've been once, and I would never go back for that reason. Spiders, don't do
Yeah.
spiders.
Yeah, but the only thing
I
is,
have got a fear, but I will go back. I'll just try and stay out of the area where they are mostly.
it's only casement 10 where the spiders are profound. Anywhere else, the room that Paul will probably announce as my room, the hanging room, that doesn't have any cave spiders. 26 doesn't have any cave spiders. All the other locations doesn't have it. It's only 10, which has the burnt out element to it. Fort Halstead is the one with the cave spiders, and yeah, just don't shine your torch
Yeah.
up the little things all down the
I ain't
side.
going in there without a bloody torch.
No.
You're supposed to see them. I mean, God.
Well, if you don't shine them,
Well,
they
yeah, you
stay
kind
where
of want to
they
know where
are.
they are.
No, mate, seriously. There ain't no way I'm going in a dark room without a torch, particularly if there's spiders in there.
Exactly.
Oh,
See,
not a
I
chance.
only have to see one spider, and I'm gone.
Yeah, and cave spiders. That sounds horrific.
Yeah, they are actually. They look like tarantulas. It's horrible.
Oh, my God. Total freak
It's
out.
not
They
even
are,
like
they're-
they've got
they're-
8 legs, is it, Vicky? They've got about 50,000 legs, and the move at the
especially when
speed
you've
of
got a fear
light.
them.
Oh, God, I guess it's getting worse by the minute. Locations to avoid. Off the bucket list, Fort Horsted.
No, don't say that, Terry. Don't
Where
say that.
location
like
goes, though, it's
spiders?
really good. No, can't stand them. Snakes,
Why?
rats, whatever,
Don't-
fine.
Oh.
Don't get worried about Halstead because I've got something in the plan. So you guys will experience Halstead properly.
Yes, but are you going to eliminate spiders? Is what we need.
I was going to say, can I bring my
I will
Hoover?
do. I will do. I just won't take you into
Bring
the
my
casement.
Hoover.
I just won't take people into casement 10.
Oh, a flamethrower. Can I bring something like that with me to get rid of them? Honestly, seriously, I have a real bad thing with spiders. I'm such a wuss.
So that's me and Vicky and Kerry all huddled together.
Yeah.
We'll be in a hub where there's light and coffee and tea and biscuits.
It's not like you can even get your bug spray out.
the most interesting place in Fort Halstead is the ladies' toilets.
That's
I
similar
actually-
to
yeah.
Nottingley, though, as well, isn't it,
Heard
Gemma?
about that.
Yeah. So
No
So,
spiders
that's
in
gonna
there,
be my
no?
second visit to Fort Horsted, and literally next year we've got quite a few coming up. I'm going to go to the Ram Inn, which I've never done before. So that's another new
love
one
the
for
Ram.
me. I've never done it, but it just looks amazing, you know, because you hear so many stories about it. So I just want to go and check it out.
Yeah, exactly, and it's the history and
That's
everything
it.
else. You know that adds to it for me.
So definitely be doing a blog on that one. And I think that's pretty much all I've got booked in for next year. Oh no, January. I'm going to. Oh, what is the name of the place? Do you know what? I can't even remember. It's in Derby. Moira Furnace.
Oh, very nice.
So I don't know if you guys have heard of that
Yeah,
one.
good
They're on
location.
about opening it more to teams next year as well. So
Good
they actually
location.
invited us down, me and James. So literally they're giving us the whole place to investigate by ourselves. So that's going to be really good.
That will be amazing.
And then in August, I'm going to Zach's Museum.
Oh, lucky you.
I only made it round 7 rooms out of 33 before.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, if you listen to the show we did on it,
Yeah.
then you'll hear the full story.
Did you listen to the show? God, Jesus. No, yeah.
Can't get the staff, Cal.
Zach's Museum, there's some, there's some not so, yeah. Yeah, I only made it round 7 out of 33 rooms before I had to be, well, they were going to call the paramedics, so it was having
Oh
a
my
heart
God.
attack. And, security came out of nowhere. I don't know where the security came out of. But the weirdest thing about it, which has only just come to light, I heard a woman's laugh when I was leaning, trying to recover after going into the cauldron room. And that's right opposite the stairs that go to the cellar. And they got me out of the room because I nearly passed out in the cauldron room. So they got me out and they put me on the stairs. They went back into the cauldron. I then saw somebody walk past me, which was Zach and Bacon, and everybody was walking down to the cellar because they were preparing for the live that's just gone on. And then all of a sudden, my legs went, and before I gripped onto the banister, and I heard a female laugh 3 times. And it was only when I was watching live, and there's a point where Patty, the White Witch, was going down the stairs. She laughed, and it was exactly the same laugh I heard.
Oh, that's really weird.
And then they dragged me out. The security dragged me out to the front because they thought I was having a heart attack and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff.
Sounds great. I can't wait.
Well, the disclaimer you have to sign, Vicky, is a bit full on. They do prep you and basically say that things have happened, people have been carried out, this, that, and the other. So you have to sign your life away before you actually enter. And I was given the opportunity to go back a couple of days later when I was there back in September, but I turned it down.
Well, I'm not surprised if you had all that happen, to be honest.
Well, no, it was also the little girl and the little boy standing at the bottom of the bed, which I still have nightmares from. That's happened since I've been at the museum.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's really strange,
Vicky, you're going to love it. Vicky, you're going to love it.
Vicky, are you going to do a blog on it when you get back?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a write-up on that one for Haunted Magazine. So that'll be in the magazine at some point next year, hopefully.
I can't wait. Guys, I am so sorry, but we really are out of time.
It's dragged on quite a bit, isn't it?
You know what? The hour goes so quick. It's unreal, especially when you've got like tonight we've got like all of us, you know, we're just bouncing off each other, having a right old chinwag, and the time just flies.
Yeah.
So
it's been really good actually catching up with everyone and hearing different views. So yeah.
Exactly. But thank you so much for joining us and being an amazing guest. And thank you to everybody else that's joined us tonight. And massive thanks to everybody in the chat room. Don't forget, peeps, there is the competition for the Haunted Magazine giveaway. So get over to Parasearch Radio and have a look at that. And don't forget, there is shows on pretty much every night of the week. Don't forget to head over to YouTube, click like, share and subscribe. And from myself and everybody else, thank you very much for listening. Good night.
See you later. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.